Good morning. I'm Andy Blaylock and it is January 9th. This is my first episode on YouTube, Andy Blaylock 2020. Today, I'm going to talk to you about investing in relationships and defining your order. I'm from Collinwood, Tennessee. I grew up there, was born in 1983, and graduated from Collinwood High School in 2001. Growing up in Collinwood, I learned the importance of barter, developing relationships, and investing without expecting in return. Now, what does all of that mean? I'm going to tell you in just a moment. Collinwood was a small town with about 2 stoplights. I think they have 3 now, but nevertheless, a small town. And it wasn't until I lost my sister just a year and a half ago that I understood exactly why it was important to invest in relationships. When Sis was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, hundreds of people came to bring food, give money for medical bills, and just help with day-to-day chores. It was this outpouring of love that made me begin to think about why it's important to do what Sis did for all of those years and help without expecting anything in return. It's like investing in relationships. But Sis did it without even thinking about it that way. And so do I. So investing in relationships, that's very important. It's like putting money in the bank. You put money in the bank not to withdraw that day, but to accrue interest and maybe draw out later, tomorrow. You put into a checking, you put into a savings in hopes to have something there in the future when you really need it the most. So when we invest in relationships, it's important to do to others as you would want done to you. When someone needs help, you give. Now, do we give to just anyone? That depends on you and how much time you have. We could get into the little bits and pieces and the nitty-gritty of it, or we can just talk about the order. So let's talk about the order at which things are important to you. For me, my order is simple. It goes like this: God, myself, families, friends and relationships, and then work. Now, where does my dream fit in that? It fits in with God and myself. So, I talk to God every day. I pray to God. And although I don't get to church every Sunday, it doesn't mean that I don't practice my faith. Oftentimes, I've been on a path that I wasn't sure where it was going to end up, but in praying about it, talking to the good Lord, and working on myself, I was able to come out on top. Now, where does myself fall in that order? For me, it is being healthy, okay? Being healthy, going to the gym, having my coffee, which may not be healthy, but it sure does make me happy, eating regularly, and being able to exercise. Many people talk about not being able to get to the gym because they don't have time. So my number 2 part of taking care of me and loving myself is being organized. It's having a calendar. I write things down. I put it in my cell phone. And I make sure that each day I have a plan. Sometimes I feel like I'm so busy that I have to go by hour. 8 o'clock, I'll begin school. At 9:30, I have planning. I'm going to make these phone calls, do this business. I'm going to pay these bills. At lunchtime, I'm going to sit and discuss a field trip with these teachers. Talk about behavioral plans within the school. After school, from 3 to 4 on my way home, I'm going to make these phone calls for business. It seems like it's never ending, but by having a schedule, it does help. And in that schedule, I oftentimes put going to the gym. So it helps me to be healthy. And my third thing in being happy and loving myself is being able to do things that I enjoy, like riding horses. And again, that goes into the schedule, which was number 2. And the 4th thing that helps me to love myself is spending time to talk to family. And although not everyone is very close to family, it goes back to that doing to others as you want done to yourself. Our family is not always highest on the priority. Some have a great relationship with family, some do not. But when we do to others as we would want done to us, when we show up at that sister's event, that cousin's basketball game, although I don't get to those as often as I would like, but when we do it when we can, it makes us happy. It gives us that rewarding feeling. My aunt and uncle, Aunt Linda and Uncle Mike, they've been to probably every birthday, every basketball game, every hospital visit. They're always doing to others as they would want done unto them. And I don't get to every event that they do, but I do recognize it. And I know that when they need help, someone is there to help them. So it's those things that help me to love myself. Because, and here it goes, you can't love other people until you love yourself. So figure out what your order is. Moving on to family, I think we pretty much talked about that. You have to take time for family. And then there's that family that you choose to have. The family that's not necessarily blood, and that's friends and your relationship. You surround yourself by friends that best align with your common principles, your goals. Often we see people with friends that don't align with their immediate goals, their dreams. And those friends, nevertheless, are on that elevator. Sometimes those friends are riding that elevator free of expense. And we have to slow down, back up and say, maybe I need to ask this person to step off of my elevator. Maybe I need to ask that particular person, Cindy Lou, Michael Who, to step on the elevator, because those friends better align with what we want to achieve. We still do unto others as we would want done to us. We can still be nice. We don't have to talk about that person. We don't have to give the other people that are left on our elevator an explanation why we invited Cindy Lou or Michael Who off the elevator. Yes, I'm using those names, but I am a school teacher. So it's what I've got. It's what I do. So develop those friends and relationships. Make them healthy. Make sure that that person deserves to be on your elevator as you move up towards your goals and your dreams. Because it's in loving yourself that those dreams have to be on your calendar. They have to be in the forefront. Moving to the last part of my order, it's work. And I have to love what I do. I graduated Collinwood High School in 2001. I attended University of North Alabama for 1 year, and then I moved to Fairfax, Virginia, where I worked at Red Robin. There's the bell. And graduated, I went for 1 year at Northern Virginia Community College, and then moved back to UNA in Florence, Alabama, where I graduated University of North Alabama with a degree in science, moved to Huntsville in 2007, and have since worked as a science teacher. I also bought Grassland Ranch in 2011. I have a boarding facility, and I teach kids from ages 4 to adult how to ride horses and barrel race. So I turned my passion for horses into a job. Thus, it's not really a job, it's not work, because I love every day of it and I love what I do. When you define your order, such as mine, it's then that you can start to live happy. So I encourage you to do that. I'm going to tell you more about myself. I hope you'll join me next time for my next episode. And make sure you go down and subscribe to Andy Blaylock 2020 for more in the future. Hey, there'll be an adventure coming soon. Have a great day.